In any life, we have highs and lows, light and dark, wins and losses. What happens when we encounter that moment in time when what happens next could change everything? Join us as we step into another person's inspirational moment and see how we can connect their experience to ours. This is Greg Stevens, and you're listening to A Shot of Inspiration. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Stevens, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Inspiration. Today, we have Chris Williams with us. Now, Chris is someone I've known for a while. He was actually on a previous podcast. I think he's the first person I've had as a repeat, maybe the second, but I'm so happy he's here. So, Chris, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
I'm honored to be here twice, Greg. I didn't know that. That's super cool. Thanks, man.
First, I think you're the first one, but I wanted to bring Chris on because he's got a new book coming out just around the corner. It's called The Business Coach's Guide to Group Coaching. And I started working with Chris about 2 or 3 years ago. And that's where I came up with the idea for my group coaching, my master team program. And Chris is actually doing a lot of things in the group coaching realm, the mastermind realm. And Chris, tell us a little about yourself, what you do, so people who haven't watched the previous episode, and then tell us a little about the book you have coming out.
Absolutely. First up, I'm a dad with 5 kids. Jill and I have 5 kids, and they're all like 18 to 24 years old right now. So almost 25. So, dude, we're at that empty nester phase. And here's what really is about me. I will get into business coaching and group coaching and stuff in a minute, but it comes down to freedom and space. The past 10 years or so, I've been able to work between 1 hour a week, and right now I probably work 12 to 14 hours a week, just because I wanted freedom and time and space for the kids. And all you entrepreneurs out there, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you get in this business because you want some more margin in life, space, creativity, income, time. And it's a struggle. It just is. So that we have found the path to that, and I've been on it for about 10 years. And man, I'm so glad to have had all that time with the kids. I really am. It's bittersweet. You know how it is, Greg.
Yeah,
Kids growing up, change.
it is. Walk us through why you wrote this book and what it's about and what you hope the reader will get out of it.
Yeah, for those of you watching the video version of this, not listening, I have this super cheesy background behind me of fireworks going off. Usually it's just a flat black background. So here's what we've done and why we built this book. It's really about creating an Independence Day for coaches. We're all about creating a freedom day. I want to put it that way. It's truly a freedom play. What we've been able to do based on other people who've taught us, based on tons of books we've read, we've made some really hard choices in our coaching group. And now we've been able to coach over 400 people to do the same thing, to create freedom of time and freedom of money in a coaching business. Because, Greg, you know this, you're freaking awesome at what you do. And when we coach people one-on-one, if that's the whole business model, or if it's the speaking route we go, whatever it is, it ends up just trading dollars for calendar minutes. And it gets to be complicated. So making the jump to something more scalable is extremely complicated. And people have failed a lot doing that. I sure have as well. And so this is a literal step-by-step process that we use on a daily to build group coaching programs, to go from one-on-one or done for you or just a speaking career, whatever, into a scalable, way less time, way more impact business model for coaches.
Let's talk about that a little. This is a way to scale financially in many ways, but talk about the benefits of a group compared to one-on-one.
Let me do this in 2 layers if I can, Greg. Let's talk about who should be doing a group versus one-on-one, and then the differences, the benefits, whatever. Greg, you're a perfect example of someone in a group coaching model, mastermind model, masterclass, as you call it, that's just perfect. If you're not a client of Greg's, reach out to Greg. Like, Greg's freaking genius. Here's what makes a good group or mastermind leader. It's 3 things. And the third thing is like 80% of it. First thing is you got to be a subject matter expert. Obviously, Greg in his field in communication and overcoming really big communication and hard conversation objectives and obstacles is a big deal. He's one of the best. 2, you got to be a great communicator. Greg obviously knows his stuff. He communicates and speaks and writes all over the world for this thing. Yes, Greg's an awesome communicator. If that's you, as you're listening to this, hey, I know my stuff about a subject and I'm a great communicator, you can make a great coach, right? The third thing, though, is the 80%. It's, do you actually care about seeing the people you work with change? I've known Greg for a couple of years now. Greg, if you're listening to Greg, you get his vibe. He truly cares about you. That's what makes a truly great group coach or mastermind leader, is someone who's willing to stop, listen, and see what you need, see what the community needs, and build that into the process. Because every group's different. So, first of all, are you the right person to lead a group coaching or mastermind model? Ask yourself those three things. Is that you? Are you like Greg? If you are, this can work for you. Here's the pros and cons of it. Let's just be honest about pros and cons. There's always the other side of the pancake. Yes. Can you work 12, 14 hours a week like me and do great stuff in your business, have lots of profit margin, have lots of scalability? Yes. Yes, you can. The real impact, though, I think truly comes down to, do you have a vision for not just the people you're changing people's lives in coaching, but the people's lives they're going to change? I know, Greg, you do, but all you listening and watching, do you have a vision for not just your client, but the people, processes, the world your clients are impacting next? And when you get that second layer of vision, that's when the pros way outweigh the cons of taking the time and the resources to actually build something new, like a group coaching program. That second layer of vision is what really makes it take off. And we walk you through that in the book. It's a really straightforward process, but it's really critical to have a bigger vision than just how big you can reach, but how big can the world you're impacting reach?
Chris, in the book, because I haven't gotten it yet, I can't wait to get it, but
Yeah.
we'll have a link for people to pre-order on our social media. And at the end of this, we want to put that up there so people can pre-order this. But do you talk in there about making sure you have the right group? I want to make sure, because many times there are people that may not need to be in the group. I think it's important that as a coach, you funnel that out, or if you're going to be a part of it, that you understand that it is a group dynamic. And there are so many positives I found to the group dynamic. People move so much further, faster. But I've also found when you get everyone in there that needs to be in there, that are happy to be in there, it is astronomical what that group can do.
It sure is. And Greg, yes, we do. This book literally is a step-by-step guide from figuring out who should be in my group, what's my market, how do I figure out what they need, and if I'm going to create something like, how to pick the right person in the group, how to manage the group, how to sell the group, how to price it, what your content should look like, literally step by step the whole way through. And you're absolutely right, Greg, that group dynamic. I think my biggest job, and Greg, I know you feel the same way about you, our biggest job as group leaders is group selection. We can both talk endlessly about what we're passionate about. I'm passionate about group coaching. It really comes down to, can we pick the right people for the group? And so many of us as coaches, I'm sure many of you will recognize this too. We feel like, look, I'm just trying to get another five coaching clients, whatever. A group, what are you talking about? I don't need 50 people. Groups can be defined however you want to be. But you got to put yourself in a position where the offer you're presenting to the world out there is so attractive that they actually want to come to you, and you get to hand pick the ones that you believe are best together, not just accepting anybody who will come into your group, because that's a losing equation for everybody.
Yeah, I think even though you're aware of it, I think you have to go through a couple of missteps along the way to really understand what you're looking for when you do put those groups together. I've had a couple missteps, but I've always learned to create those missteps to be learning moments, and how can I capitalize and make it the best? And each time, what I thought was an issue ended up being better. I was better because of it. It helped me coach in a specific way, have a more difficult conversation. But I find at the end of those, many times when you're addressing the real issue, it really helps people you think might take it so personally, but if you do it the correct way, it's a learning moment for them as well. So it's not something to be scared of. I just want people to know that it's something to learn from and know what you're looking for, and also how you set up the whole program. I've been in two of your different programs now, and you do a great job of setting things up, having a great process for people, for it to be effortless. I'm still working on mine at some level on the back end. The front
Are we
end
all?
seems
Yeah.
fine. On the front end, it seems fine. On the back end, a lot of people, I'm like that duck running along. Okay, I got to do this, got to do this. And it's just a different skill set and finding the right team. You've got Olivia and you've got some other people on your team who are just super. Talk a little about the background of all of this.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Greg just said as the background. If you think you're going to wait till you get everything perfect and just right to start this, you're never going to start it. This is truly, it's humans. When you're involved with humans, and all of us being one of those humans, it's a little messy.
Yeah.
And you're going to figure it out. And a guide like the book we put together is the way to go. The backstory of this book coming to fruition, it's been 2.5, 3 years in the making. Greg, I used to think, oh, somebody's writing another book, whatever. This is so much freaking work putting the book together. Hats off to all of you who have books out there. Greg's got a stack of them. I know he's done this several times. Here's what we've done with this, Greg. We're in the launch sequence right now for the book. Appreciate everybody's help. We want to hit some serious bestseller lists. We got so many of these things going out here. Here's what we've done. For this book, if you pre-order between now and July 1, the book launch date is July 1. Let's go, Coaching Independence Day 2025. So if you're listening to this anytime before July 1, 2025, you can pre-order the book. Greg will have the links for you. And the book itself is going to come with a $3,500 membership area that we're sharing just for this pre-order phase. And it's got videos, templates. We do tons of interviews and case studies in this book too, so you can see how it works in lots of different industries and lots of different people. We have all the videos of those and the podcast recordings of those interviews we've done. Me walking you through in video format, also step by step of every worksheet we have in the book. Like, we want you to actually be able to do this. And on top of that, people who pre-order now or between now and July 1 or order July 1, we're going to get you not just the membership area, we're going to get you an access to one of our group coaching summits, the 2-day summit coming up in September. That way you can springboard off of, read the book, do the basic worksheets and the stuff we have for you in the book in the membership area. And then I get to spend 2 days with you in a larger group setting and actually help you make this thing a reality. I'm freaking super stoked about this, Greg, because this is the exact process that set me and my family and my team free.
Doing this work is inspirational for everyone involved. It's a growth industry. It's a growth of a small group. That's one of the things I loved when we went to Palm Springs. I just went to one of the programs Chris was talking about with Chris, and we had several days with Chris, and he brought in a guest speaker to work with us, Devin Sizemore, that actually taught us some things about how to reach out and network with people and do referral-based programs in a way I've never done them. It was interesting because I thought I knew how, and when I went in for Chris, I laid out how I'd been doing my referrals, and he started laughing. He said, "Greg, you've done everything wrong."
Oh, no.
I still had a good response from it. And he said, "But that's just the kind of relationships I'm so fortunate to have. But
Yeah.
I was doing it wrong." And there are certain ways when you think referrals, there's a certain way to do it where one of the things we learned, everyone wants to buy, no one wants to be sold. And no one wants the responsibility of handing off their people to you and worrying about that and finding your clients. There's a whole different way to do it. And Chris, I'm sure, will go through that in some of the work that he does. Chris, share with me just one or two instances of people who have followed what you've talked about and the difference, maybe not even for them, but maybe a client they had or some story that's inspirational that you would like to share with our listeners.
I don't know, we got 2 minutes left, so I'll go fast. Let me share 2 stories real quick with you. One is a guy named Phil Palusha, who's actually highlighted in the book. We do a case study on him. He messaged me a while back and was like, "Man, I just had my first $500,000 hit on group coaching." He's gone from a $2,500 type offering to over $120,000 per seat to be in his group coaching program. And he was messaging me this $500,000 thing like years ago, and he was just doing 15, 20K per offer. This thing works. Phil's somebody who's been able to change people's lives all over the world. He now lives in South Africa and in St. Lucia and in London, and has really done a great job with that. The other one I want to mention, because this is a direct impact to people they've changed, is another guy named Ian's on our website. Not a massive mastermind, just helping like 5 to 10 people at a time. He helps people in the e-com space, building their e-com brands and companies. He's taken 7 or 8 of those entrepreneurs over the past year and turned them into multimillionaires because he's been able to put them in a group instead of helping them one-on-one, put them in a group and actually create change where they can feed off of each other's change. And here's the thing, groups and being in a group, you change over 5 times faster and adopt over 5 times faster than you do with one-on-one coaching. Being a student in a group is the best. So being a group leader is freaking genius. It just helps people in a really tangible way. I love the second tier stories, and that's what all of our testimonies are full of is we can help you build a group coaching program, but we're really interested in what are you doing with that? Whose lives are you changing? Because that's where the real exponential, let's make this crazy rock we're floating around on way better.
Great. Chris, thank you for being on the show today. And everyone, thank you for watching another episode of Shot of Inspiration. So glad to have you here. If you like and subscribe, we really would appreciate it. Also, Chris, before we go, could you tell people how to pre-order, and we'll try to get some QR code or something up on our social media.
We'll give you, okay, so when you're seeing this, hearing this, whatever, the links will be in the show notes. Wherever you're finding this, we'll have the link in the show notes. There'll be a pre-order or order now link in there, and that will get you the book. As long as you're ordering it between when you hear this, assuming it's before July 1 and the end of day, July 1st, 2025, you will get all the stuff we just talked about. The membership area is yours. We're going to get you special access to the summit coming up so we can really work with you. There's so much here, all for the price of a book. And we just, in return, thank you so much for helping us freaking hit the top of the list. We're going to blow some charts. We just want to get the word out and show people how to actually get their life back. You can do this.
Thanks, Chris. And we'll also be promoting this on our Build New Bridges panel discussion podcast. We've got Kyle and Eli coming on this next week. So
another great one. Yeah, they're awesome.
Great. So we'll be promoting this at the end of that as well. Just so people know, we do that the first Tuesday of every month from 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. And that's Build New Bridges panel discussion. And we'll have Kyle and Eli, our friends, talking about their silent retreats, which are all going to be great.
Which I've done, and they're so great. Tune into that one for sure.
Chris, thank you so much again. And folks, we'll see you next time on A Shot of Inspiration. I'm your host, Greg Stevens. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of A Shot of Inspiration. If you like this or any of our other episodes, make sure you rate it and share it with a friend. This is Greg Stevens, and we look forward to being with you next time. Until then, be bold, be courageous, and respectfully speak your truth.